Welcome back, everyone, to Resident Evil Revelations. I'm the Black Shadow, and this story is about to start getting a bit strange. A little early. Mediterranean Sea.
We're approaching the Queen Zenobia now. Rendezvous at the ship's hull.
Roger. We'll be waiting.
Okay, see you soon. Chris out.
God damn you, Jessica. God damn you.
That's it. Queen Zenobia.
Oh, jeez. More like what's left of her.
Ooh.
Stay sharp. There's something out there.
Because every inflatable dinghy in the BSAA happens to be armed with miniguns. I hate this game sometimes. So, whilst Jill and Parker, are being encountered by a member of Veltro, as we saw a little earlier, we had, Chris and Parker, well, Chris and Jessica, I should say, attempting, Jesus, to board the Zenobia. Now, thankfully, this game does not tell you have the right trigger for standard fire. However, you can press RB and use like little weird grenade round things, which do something. They kill shit. They do that. That's true. You gotta be careful to make sure that you don't overheat your gun, because overheating your gun is very bad. As we take out the Malcoder, I think it's grenade rounds are amazing at killing these things when they charge you. It is the nemesis of the weird, illogical creatures. Grenade rounds. Because, I don't know, to be honest folks, I do not know where the grenade launchers are. I am yet to figure this out in my many times having played this game. It is one of those things, like Resident Evil, you just have to accept it's there and just live with it. Oh, this game. Oh, this is going to get complicated. Fuck! Ooh, I get taking blows, however. Still got health, though, mind you. Be careful with using your grenade rounds. They do regenerate, but only slowly. So you'll have situations like this when you run out, and now I'm in trouble. Oh, what a shot. Oh, dear. Use healings, because green herbs can be used to repair mechanical problems. Only in Resident Evil, everyone. Only in Resident Evil. The Zenobia! We're here! Finally! Thank God for that.
We need a good spot to board the Zenobia.
I don't care, just get on the damn ship! I don't care about technicalities, I don't care about semantics. Just get on the damn thing!
We can board from here. Jessica, we have a promise to keep. Let's go.
Great. A cruise, just the two of us. Only the whole thing is sinking.
God damn
Friendly
you,
PSAA patrons.
Jessica.
You stopped the Regia Solis. Now I will reveal what I know. Everything about the Queen Zenobia and the secret she keeps.
Yes, folks, the
What
Veltro
secrets?
terrorists behind
Consider
everything that's gone on
this.
this ship.
First, why did it take till now to find the Queen Zenobia? How was it able to float around the Mediterranean undetected? It wasn't magic. Second, why did all traces of Veltro vanish after the Terra Grigia panic?
Why don't you tell us, huh?
Yeah, this is all very important,
And
folks.
third, why is someone trying to use the Regia Solis to destroy the Zenobia? The answer to those questions will lead you to an inconvenient truth. You were to have found it, and that...
Whoa! What the? Holy shit! Oh! Good shot, Jess.
Why did you fire?
To protect our people. Isn't that our job?
Don't you dare die.
What the? Raymond?
What? Why?
A Veltro terrorist? What the?
What do you mean?
Find the truth about Terra Gracia.
What in the hell is going on here? So he's not FBC? Or he is a betrayed? If you are currently now, if there's someone here, this is directed mainly to those who have never seen or watched or played this game, because having not seen the game and having not watched the game are two completely different things. If you are currently scratching your head and wondering what in the holy mackerel Raymond is doing as part of Veltro, I completely understand, because when I first played this game, it made no sense. However, you are going to have to trust me on this and say that in time it will make sense. I do understand what's going on. I can't tell you what's going on, but we will get there later. But we have encountered the Veltro terrorists behind it, and if you guys did not hear or did not pay enough attention to those 3 things that Raymond just pointed out, go back and rewatch them and make sure you know what he said, because it is all exceptionally valid. How can the Queen Zenobia, a terrorist ship, why have we only just now found out where it was? And for that matter, how did Morgan know where it was seemingly before the BSAA did? Secondly, why is Morgan trying to take the damn thing out? And thirdly, how could it have just been floating around completely unmolested all this time? There are a lot of loose ends that aren't making sense, folks. You will have to take my word and just go with me that they will make sense in time, okay? Right. That over. Let's carry on with the game. I wanted to say all that. I wanted to pause it and say it, but I couldn't do it, and I couldn't speak of what was being said. So, just, yeah. Raymond is a member of Veltro. Seemingly. Although, what was he? Did he say something to Parker quietly? Seemed that way. Also, why the hell did Jessica shoot that bastard?
What a terrible loss.
Lying, cheating, betraying Raymond. After all this time. Oh, God.
The ship doesn't have much longer. We can't let this virus contaminate the sea.
We've already searched the Queen Semiramis. I think I know where this
Love
ship's
that
lab
bit.
is. We're headed there now.
The lab?
All right. I'll try to find a way to delay the sinking. Jessica, you with me?
Yeah.
Where? A little friendly partner swapping should keep us on our toes.
Roger that. We'll take care of the virus. You two buy us some time.
Chris, you could smile.
Jill, this works anywhere, even underwater. It should slow those things down.
Ooh.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes.
Also, I've marked off all the possible locations for the lab.
He never got the hint. What a drag.
Maybe he's already taken, Jessica.
Well, I think that's kind of how we are. Either Chris, maybe he is already taken, or maybe he's just so oblivious to everything because he's so Mr. Man on a job, Mr. Focused, Mr. Machismo. I'm in a strange mood tonight, everyone. If you haven't realised from the last 2 videos, I'm in a strange mind. Never mind. Anyway, folks, so we're back, folks. The deadly duo. Oh, frickin' yes.
So this was all Raymond's doing?
No. I think we've only heard half the story. There's a lot about this mission that doesn't make sense yet.
Yeah. It must be stated if Raymond is actually a member of Veltro, what possible reason could he have for having committed all these attacks, folks? I mean, it's a bit strange, isn't it? I mean, he was with the FBC, with Parker, with Jessica, when Veltro attacked the city of Terra Grigia. So why would he be a part of them now? Seems a bit strange. So, very kindly of, Chris, we have now received a set of pulse grenades, which are now available for our use in the Jewish part of the campaign. Now, these things are damn useful underwater, folks. Really damn useful.
Hurry, we can cut through the bilge to get to the lab.
So,
the
yeah.
water is infested with infected.
Roger that.
Damn it, all these green herbs I can't use. It feels so bad. So yeah, so pulse grenades are very handy underwater. These are one of the this is the only grenade that can be used underwater, folks, is the pulse grenade. And what the pulse grenades can be used is it can be used to mess around with these damn sea creepers. When because they surround you in tight spaces, it's a problem. What you can do, you can throw one. Not sure what I mean. And you'll see it explodes, and it just stuns all these sea creepers around momentarily, which is quite useful. Especially if you get caught in a tight space, that can be a bit of a problem. Also, I completely forgot that we actually have to then re-go through this area in the campaign, folks. I'm sorry. I was going through here like, oh, look at me, Mr. Cool. I'm going through here when I don't need to, and I completely forgot about the fact that when we meet up with Chris, we actually have to head from here. I completely forgot, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at this game, I know. Man, I really feel like I've been drinking the Kool-Aid today. I don't know what it is. It's like my one day off, and clearly work is making me go. Hey, get out of the way. Out of the way. Oh. Do you enjoy this? Do you enjoy being stabbed in the heart? Clearly you do. And then suddenly, Chris somehow manages to magically appear before us. Having been behind us the whole time, he then pulls a Houdini trick and just teleports in front. It's so great. So mystifying. Now, if you're really quick, if you're really quick, because this is really annoying getting caught behind Chris, if you're really quick, you can actually get in front of him, which is always quite funny. It's very difficult to manage. So rude. So, we're going up to this door up here that we saw and we couldn't enter.
Jill, try using this.
Now, do you remember when we were going through the
Found that key on the Samaritan.
Yeah! Remember how Chris
Ships
found
are
that?
exactly the same. The lab should be this way.
Now, bear in mind, of course, that the Samaritan and Zenobia are sister ships, so they're identical. And remember how we found the Trident key on the Samaritan. Well, being that these are sister ships and they're identical, the Trident key from the Samaritan is just as good as finding the Trident key on the Zenobia. That's a cool... This game has several things that I think they either miss or don't quite get right, but I think that's actually quite a cool little piece there. How we use a key from a different ship and it happens to be... and it works just fine. I think that's actually quite clever. I quite approve of that. I think that's a nice touch. And so now we enter this place. Quite a bit different to the rest of the ship, eh, folks? Door is locked. What have we got here? It's a security lock. It's a fingerprint recognition system. Well, clearly we're not going to be eligible on that because, you know, why would we? So let's have a look around, shall we? Door here, which won't open because it's blocked. So, jump over here. Yeah, you can see, someone clearly didn't want people getting in here. much? No, no. Ooh, weapon box. Don't really need to do much of this, I don't think, except we now have access to the G36 and the M3, which of course Chris had on his side of the campaign, so we now are able to use these as well, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So, we're going to remove this and this and this, and we're going to... Oh, there's so much ammo on that gun. Let's at least get a little bit of it back. And then we're going to remove that, and we're going to put on the G36, which is my favourite assault rifle in the game. Not a fan of the M3 personally. When I use a shotgun, I like it to have a bit of kick. I'm willing to expend a little bit of firing speed and capacity in order to get that. Believe me, I am. So, G36, so we're going to give it damage upgrade. Fortunately, we can't give it a fire rate upgrade, which kind of sucks. We can't give it a fire... Ah, shit. Of course we can't. In raid mode you can. Campaign you can't. It's not going to be quick enough. Fine. So tempted to go MP5. I'm gonna go MP5 for a bit. At least then I don't have to worry about any magazine business, because we've got plenty of it. So we're gonna go with Infighter 1. And I really need to find something else to give to it. We'll give it Bind 2, which ups the stopping power by 500%. No, we won't. We're going to give it Daze, so we can try and stun some enemies, so then we can melee hit them. We can do that as well. Yeah, I can live with that. Alright. Also, there are several items that we can pick up with our scanner in this lab area. There's another pulse grenade. There's some items in the next room as well, which we will explore in a moment. Alright, but what we need to do is look at this.
Registering fingerprint.
It's a fingerprint recognition system.
Fingerprint registration complete.
Well, that was easy. That was really easy. Researching the deep sea virus. Montpellier Marine University conducted research via unmanned submersible during the 4th expedition of the Kermadec Trench. At 9,000 meters, a new type of super deep-sea predatory fish was discovered. The deep seas have a unique effect on living organisms, but this creature, in addition to the usual tolerance of high pressures, displayed an unbelievable degree of motility and a ferocity not usually found at such depths. What surprised us after examining the fish was that these unique traits were not native to the fish's biology, but were caused by a viral infection. Owing to the unfathomable nature of this virus, we decided to give it the name The Abyss. The T-Abyss, as we know it now. We will continue to research it. We must find out why it takes the large fat and water reserves of deep-sea fish, which are suited to high pressure, low oxygen, low temperature depths, and turns them into high-density bone and muscle structures which are not usually found in organisms who live in deep-sea water habitats. If we can successfully develop a working BOW, we will have moved at research in this field light years ahead. It is important to note blood transmission of the virus happens in 99.76% of all cases to date. This is a thing. In rare cases, some test subjects do not become infected if they take the virus orally, perhaps because it is diluted. We will do all we can to improve the effectiveness of this virus and redouble our efforts. The origin of the T-Abyss virus. Make sure to read that one, folks. As our genetic mapping of the new virus, the Abyss, near completion, the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium offered the assistance of their research branch via their contacts in an unnamed country. That's interesting. Never read this one before. They proposed combining the Abyss with a weaponized virus called the T-virus to make our virus more suited for research and experimentation. Oh dear. The new recombinant virus, which utilizes the DNA of sea-based organisms as its base, should make it easier to create BOWs. We've successfully broken down one of the barriers to the creation of bioorganic weapons. The T-virus includes human genetic material and is capable of cross-infection, hence why the ooze are a thing. However, the speed at which the Abyss triggers transformation is so rapid, it breaks down the cellular structure of the host. This is why they look like what they are, and they don't actually resemble really humans much. Fortunately, this problem was overcome by adjusting the rate at which the infection occurs in the host's body. There is one side effect, however, that we did not anticipate. While cellular breakdown is no longer a problem, half of the host's solid mass, including musculature and bones, is liquefied during infection. The host's body becomes highly malleable, allowing it to attack a target from unexpected places. Some hosts have shown the ability to secrete their liquefied bony material from their hands and feet, thus giving their appendages sharp, protective coverings. Human hosts such as these have been designated with the code name Ooze. Such hosts only retain humanoid form with much effort, and while they can sustain this form, they lack all visible resemblance to their former selves. With each experiment and every infected host, we are drawing ever closer to perfecting the virus. As far as the bioweapon industry is concerned, the product itself is useless until a vaccine that can prevent infection is also developed. We will need much more data from clinical trials for that to happen. Deriving antibodies from a few test subjects will require time and luck. I recently heard some mumblings from the higher-ups about a man-made pandemic. I suppose that's the business euphemism for bioterrorism. So, of course, as with any virus, folks, you need to have a possible vaccine in order to combat it. Otherwise, it's not really going to be useful for much more than just mass destruction, which isn't necessarily what you always want. There's some interesting documents for you there. That second one, I don't think I've ever read that. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Anyway, so we can now use this with our... Now we've registered our fingerprint, we can use this. Open the door. Nice.
Please enter the sterilization room one at a time.
We'll get to this in a moment. First things first, there are several items in this room which we want to collect. There's also a handprint as well. That's here. There's an item in there which I will want to scan now because you will want to scan that now for reasons. There's a BOW decoy. The custom parts you guys all saw. Shotgun shells and machine gun ammo. Very good. Also another file. The Scarmiglione development documents. I think that's how it's pronounced. Scarmiglione. If not, then, you know, deal with it. Scarmiglione is a BOW that utilizes the well-suited DNA of a shark. The genetic makeup of sharks has changed very little during their history as predators for millions of years, and the use of that DNA provides the fierce aggression in these weapons. The Scarmiglione's form and colour resembles that of a shark's ancestors, and its spiny appendages resemble lances. The spines are a characteristic of cartilaginous... they are a characteristic of fish. We'll go with that. They form when an area of placoid scales mutate and combine with hardened muscle fibre. This allows the creatures to use piercing attacks and move with as much agility as land animals. On top of that, the scales are as strong as an armoured car, far surpassing the scales of a normal shark. This gives them unparalleled frontal defences. My reading abilities are slowly deteriorating as this game moves on. This is bad. Is there any ink ribbon in the doctor's coats? No. Okay then. So what we need to do, folks, is we need to head through the sterilisation areas. We must enter one at a time. So I go in here, and then that one opens, and Chris goes in that one. We must be sterilised in order to go to the next room. Makes sense? Cool.
What the?
What was that? Chris? What's going on? I can hear that. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Jill!
You know that Scarmiglione thing we were just hearing about? Say hello to the Scarmiglione!
Jill, I'm coming for you!
This thing is fucking dangerous. Oh yes! Eat double burst shotgun! Now the Scarmiglione you can treat, it's almost like a gladiator, folks. Has this incredibly powerful lance weapon. However, its left arm is effectively a shield. You cannot damage it through it, folks. It's a problem, and I'm currently dying. Oh, the door's open. Oh, he didn't like that. Ooh! Save me! But yeah, Scarmiglione is a dangerous hombre, everyone. Ooh, yeah. When you do a bit of damage to it, though, folks, eventually you'll take off its top half and it'll be left in this sort of state. You can shoot it in its technical area. You will do more damage. Machine guns are pretty good for this. Ooh, there we go.
It's okay. I'm fine.
But yeah, that can be quite nasty if you're not ready for that. This double burst shotgun is absolutely amazing for destroying that fucking thing. It really is. Legal custom parts as well. It's nice. So yeah, so that can be quite nasty if you're not prepared. Luckily, I am. But if you do get stuck in there and you're having trouble, you've got this whole area where you can fight this guy. So, you know, I actually made that look quite easy. The shotgun was surprisingly effective. So, look at that. Fish in there and all sorts. Massive sort of lab. Well, I say massive sort of lab area. It's kind of a lab. I'm starting to like this game. Oh yeah. Please make sure to pick up that. I don't want it right now, but we've at least got it available, folks. The L-Hort Magnum is now available for our use. Just hiding there on the side, folks. Be sure to pick that up. Just making sure there's no other files around. Don't think so. No. Okay. And that we can't grab. So, not much else we can really do here, folks, except leave. Head down this elevator. I actually made that Scarmiglione fight look a lot easier than what it actually is. When you first fight that guy, it's a pain. But we shall fight more of them. They're not a boss enemy, but they are quite a tough sort of standard enemy. So there is that. I know, Chris. Ooh, look at that. Nice.
Why try to hide these facilities on a cruise ship?
It makes a good cover. Who would ever suspect it?
Good point. I hope we can find out what the hell's going on.
Don't we all? Don't we all? Can't grab that. Oh yeah, as well, folks. If you are down here, I should have scanned the Scarmiglione. I forgot to do that. You can also, if you need some datas, You can scan these blobs. They'll give you some percentages. I haven't been doing much scanning recently, have I, folks? To be honest, I've kind of not really needed to. Weird looking door.
The virus is somewhere in this research area.
So this is the secret of Zenobia.
A giant safe. Bingo. I think we found what we were looking for, everyone. And of course, that does bring us to the end of the video. And the end of the episode as well. Yeah, my accuracy wasn't great, whatever. I'll live. Alright then, folks, that is going to be all for this one. So, I thank you very much for watching. And, yeah. All this time, the Zenobia cruise ship, which has been a front for these Veltro attacks, has had this inside of it. Now we have to find a way to deal with this. I mean, we can't just, you know, get rid of the virus because, of course, if it starts contaminating the seawater that it's in, we've got major problems. So we're kind of in a bit of a pickle as to how to deal with the virus. We can't just remove it. The ship's sinking, and if it sinks with that thing still in it, and the T-virus starts leaking out of that, then we've got major problems. So we need to try and find a way to almost neutralize the virus. But we'll have to see how things progress, folks, and that will be next time on Let's Play Resident Evil Revelations. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you then.